Hola! This video is about comparisons of inequality, las comparaciones de desigualdad. In English, a comparison of inequality is expressed by the formula more than or less than. In Spanish, to express more than, we are going to use más que, and to express less than, we are going to use menos que. So, if you're comparing things using adjectives, we are going to use the construction más, adjective, que, or menos, adjective, que. Let's see one example. Un sofá es más grande que un sillón. Una aspiradora es más cara que una plancha. You need to be careful because in English, when making comparisons, we use the ER ending for short adjectives and adverbs. For example, we say bigger than, taller than, finer than, etc. However, we use more, adjective or adverb than, and less, adjective or adverb than, for longer adjectives and adverbs. So we say more delicate than, more complicated than, etc. Well, in Spanish, we must always use the equivalent of more or less than, even with short adjectives and adverbs. In English, tall is considered a short adjective. Therefore, I use Pedro is taller than Olga. I'm using the ER ending. But in Spanish, I don't need to worry about it. I just say Pedro es más alto que Olga. So let's see some more examples. Alfredo saca la basura más frecuentemente. Here we have an adverb. Que Miguel. Pero Miguel trabaja más que Alfredo. Here I have a verb. Therefore, I'm going to place the verb before más que or menos que. How about when we have to compare nouns? Well, look, this is Juan's house and he has lots of furniture. So I say, la casa de Juan tiene muchos muebles. And this is Blas' house, and he doesn't have so much. So I can say that la casa de Blas has less furniture. So, la de Blas, or la casa de Blas, tiene menos muebles, here's my noun, que la de Juan. Or I could say the opposite. I could say, la casa de Juan tiene más muebles que la de Blas. Sometimes you will see the construction más de or menos de. You will only see that when you're dealing with quantity. For example, Cristina limpia la casa más de 3 veces al mes. Because I'm dealing with quantity, numbers here, 3, instead of using más que, I'm going to use más de. La casa tiene menos de 4 dormitorios. Now, we are going to face, just like in English, some comparatives that are irregular. So, los comparativos irregulares. Bueno means good. Bien is the adverb. Malo, bad. Mal, the adverb. Viejo, joven. Well, you will occasionally find some Spanish speakers using this construction here, the same regular form. They say más bueno or más bien, más malo, más mal. But this is not considered standard Spanish, and I would like us to use the irregular form, okay? So instead of saying más bueno, which in English is not acceptable either. We don't say more good or more gooder. We say better. Okay, so in this situation for bueno, we are going to use the word mejor, mejor que. Malo, peor que. Viejo, mayor que, when we're dealing with people only. Joven, menor que. Now, I mentioned that we use viejo, we use mayor que only for people because when we are dealing with objects, with things, you don't need to use mayor que. It's better if you use más viejo. For example, if I'm comparing my car with your car, I can say mi coche es más viejo que tu coche. The reason I use más viejo is because I'm dealing with a thing, not a person. Okay? So, just to review, instead of using más bueno que, we will use mejor que. Bien, which is the adverb, we use mejor que. Malo, we use peor que. Viejo, we use mayor que. For example, Pablo es viejo, Pedro es muy viejo, Pedro es mayor que Pablo. Joven, menor que, Beatriz es muy joven, Anita no es tan joven como parece, Beatriz es menor que Anita. Just the summary of the irregular comparatives. Don't use más bueno or más bien. We are going to use mejor que. Instead of using más malo, we use peor que. Instead of using más viejo for people, we use mayor que. And instead of using más joven for people, we use menor que. Now let's see some special cases. When referring to a person's character, sense of morality, or behavior, it is acceptable to use más bueno or más malo, only when you are referring to these issues here. So, Raúl es malo. No obedece a sus padres. So here it's a matter of behavior. Su hermano Tomás es muy obediente. So in this situation, because I'm referring to behavior, it's okay to say Tomás es más bueno que Raúl. Mario es ladrón. Es un hombre malo. Julio es asesino. Es un hombre muy malo. Julio es más malo que Mario. Well, I hope that was helpful. Gracias.